Schedule your surgery for as soon as possible.
Oh, the sooner the better, man. My butt is killing me.
Not doing a whole lot for me either, pal.
I can't believe this is happening to me. This is so bogus. Hello, ladies.
Does that man's voice sound familiar to anyone?
Vaguely. Have him say, Sandy, where do you keep your toothbrush? And I'll know for sure. Says here he's a construction worker. Apparently he set on his own nail gun.
I know who he is. He's that obnoxious hard hat who yells at us from the building across the street. Does this sound familiar? Hey, baby, nice bun.
Oh, thank you, Gina. I guess the old Stairmaster's really paying off.
Nice check. Dr. Folsom, looking really sterile. Dr. Chadway, that Grecian formula is working real gradually.
Greg, what are you doing?
My usual thing, walking, talking, appreciating life to its fullest.
No, Greg, your usual thing is ridiculing the doctors until they run screaming from the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody know what's wrong with Greg?
He watches too much TV.
It's a chemical imbalance.
I think his parents were cousins.
No. He's happy. He's actually being nice to all the doctors. I guess all those talks I had with him finally sunk in. Yeah, just a matter of time before my wisdom and insight actually made an impact on that guy.
Hey, if Greg is being nice to the doctors, you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Well, it certainly beats the alternative. Hey, that's a big joke in my country.
All right, back to business. We had a new patient come in last night, room 311, heart condition, a Mr. Macon Watkins. For those of you who have never heard of him, he's a high-ranking member of the Klan.
Oh, a Klan. I love the Scottish people. I love all things Scotch. The Moors, bagpipes, tapes.
Not a Klan, Julie, the Klan. Mr. Watkins is a major white supremacist.
In my country, we have no white supremacists. Of course, there are hardly any whites. Except for American military advisors and occasionally Sting.
Sandy, it's going to be really tough for me to deal with that kind of hate, so I think that it might be best if either you or Julie take care of Mr. Watkins while he's here.
I'll do it. I'd like to take care of Mr. Watkins because I'd like to explain to him that we are all members of the same clan, the human clan.
Sandy, why don't you take him? Don't want to risk having him hate white folks, too.
Good morning, nurse.
Morning.
How are you today?
Fine.
I know. Can you believe it? A guy my age is in the hospital with heart problems.
Oh, well. I guess we all have our crosses to burn. Bear.
Oh, what's your name?
Sandy.
Texas.
What?
You're from Texas. I can tell from the sound of your voice. And the fact that Texas has the most beautiful women in the world. Did you know that Texas has more Miss Americas than any other state?
Oh, yeah. That's one of the reasons I left.
I'm guessing Waco.
Stillwater.
Stillwater? I've got family in Stillwater.
Oh.
Do you remember that diner, the one that had that big sign on the top that said, Eat? What was the name of that place?
Eat.
Oh. So where'd you go to school, Baylor?
I wanted to. We just couldn't afford the tuition.
No scholarship?
Oh, I applied for one, but they were all taken.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me any.
Well, it surprised me. My grades were actually pretty good. Good SAT scores, B+ average.
You know, I bet if I'd belonged to more clubs or been more involved in extracurricular activities.
Sweetheart, it wasn't your fault. I can guarantee you that they gave your scholarship to some disadvantaged minority kid.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Why don't you just save your little recruitment speech, okay?
Well, Sandy, wait a minute. You got me all wrong. I mean, people like me, we're not against minorities. We're just for whites.
I'll be back in 2 hours with your medication. Oh, and by the way, we keep all our sheets here numbered just in case you were thinking of wearing one home.
I can't believe that construction worker is such a pig. Whistling, shouting, undressing me with his eyes. I see. So in this country, the men undress the women and are called pigs. In my country, the men dress up the pigs and call them women.
Now, look, ladies, I know how we all feel about him, but he is a patient, and we will treat him as such. Now, granted, it's easy to take cheap shots at a guy with a nail in his butt. The bottom line is, I don't want to hear any cracks. I want y'all to bend over backwards. Put this behind you. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, and be careful around him. That guy starts coughing, he could put your eye out.
Now, Wendy, I thought we had this discussion. I work here. You can't just come up to me in the halls and kiss me. You have to wait for an appropriate time.
Like now?
Now would be good. Wait a minute. Those aren't the flowers I stole for you from Mrs. Clifton's room.
Greg, there's no need to be jealous. Since my husband walked out on me, there hasn't been another man in my life till you.
Really? So who the hell is this guy, Mo Mandad?
Greg, that's Mom and Dad.
Ooh, sweetheart, don't turn around. I got a great view of your stern. Ooh, hey, but the bow ain't bad either.
Listen, Skipper, unless you want me to drop anchor on your little dinghy, I suggest you bend down and...
Let's remember, we are ladies.
And this one's funky. Ooh, just the way I like them.
I'm going to kill him. Let me kill him.
Mr. Blakely, as women and as nurses, we are trying to show you the respect you deserve as a human being. Can you not do the same for us?
Could you wet your lips and say that in Spanish?
Do you know what the men in my country would do with you?
What?
Accept you as one of their own.
That guy's an idiot.
Yes, he is. And then why does this bother me so much?
Because you're a woman and he's treating you like a piece of meat. I wonder how a man would feel. Paco, how would you like it if a woman treated you like a piece of meat?
Marinate me and baste me slowly. I mean, that would be terrible.
My God, what a day. A racist, a sexist, and an orderly that wants to be dipped in A1 sauce.
Is Mr. Watkins giving you trouble, too?
Oh, what's troubling me is he's just not what I thought a Klansman would be. He's well-spoken, he's smooth, he's charming. No, it makes my skin crawl.
Hey, Hank, when was the last time I told you how much I enjoy helping you help others?
Greg, don't touch me. You're getting really scary.
Annie, I did that culture count on Mrs. Sutcliffe. She's still complaining about severe swelling and cramps, so I'm thinking of telling her doctor about her medication.
Hold it, Greg.
Huh?
You want to explain to me what it was I just saw?
An incredible breach of hospital rules.
Greg!
All right, I have a little thing going with Wendy. It's just a little thing. It's kind of a big thing, actually. All right, I'm crazy about her. I mean, she's so different. She's not like my usual girlfriends.
She doesn't spit and wear corrective shoes?
No.
Okay, Greg, look, honey, just be careful. A lot of times patients will develop crushes on nurses just because they need it.
There's no need to worry, Sandy. Wendy and I have gotten to know each other really well, and I'm telling you, this could be the one.
Excuse me. Where's Wendy Cutler's room?
Oh, Wendy Cutler, 323. But, you know, why don't you let me take that to her? I'm her nurse.
Well, actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to take it to her myself. I'm her husband.
Mr. Watkins, you shouldn't be out of your room.
I'm looking for my nurse.
She's not here right now. Is there something I can do?
No, I'm fine.
Well, you don't look fine to me.
Keep your black mitts off me.
But, Mr. Watkins, I think that
Are you stupid? So keep your stinking hands off me. Don't touch.
Somebody, anybody, I need help. Tina, code blue. Code blue, nurse's station. Code blue, nurse's station.
Clansman Watkins owes life to black nurse.
African-American nurse breathes life into ungrateful white supremacy. Lamb chops, $4.99 a pound.
Listen to this. Watkins said it made him sick to his stomach when he learned he had received mouth-to-mouth resuscitation from a black woman.
Wonder what he would have said if you just let him lie there and die.
Probably something like, hey, Adolf, can I have the top bunk?
Well, I was just doing my job, and I'll do it again. Because if I let what he is change what I am, then he wins.
So you're going to be okay?
Oh, I don't know. I spent all of my life trying to avoid hatred like this, and here it is, waiting for me when I get to work.
Well, I don't care what that hate monger says. In my book, you're a hero.
Oh, yeah. Everybody in my neighborhood's real proud. They've been talking about naming a street after me. What the hell were you thinking about Boulevard?
But still, you saved Mr. Watkins' life. You should think he'd want to thank you.
Oh, of course he will, Julie. I'm sure he'll spring right out of bed, grab Annie's hand, and they'll start singing We Are the World.
There's going to have to be a little more communication before that can happen, Sandy. For example, who's a soprano? Who's an alto?
Julie? Yes? Go pick that up.
I need somebody to go cheer up Mr. Fagan in room 310.
I'll do it.
What's the matter with Greg?
Oh, didn't you hear? His new girlfriend's husband showed up again today. I think Greg's just afraid to ask her what's going on.
Oh, so Greg is involved with a married woman. It's a tough situation.
Hey, I'll tell you what a tough situation is. Try dating a man without knowing he's married. Oh, I was perfect for him. He'd pick me up after the 11 o'clock shift. We'd go out to dinner. He'd be home in time for breakfast with his wife. For 3 months this went on.
And you never caught on that he was married?
Well, no.
God, you knew. You knew the entire time.
Well, of course I knew. You always know. It's women's intuition. Sometimes it's as simple as something they say on the first date, which in this case was, duck, there's my wife's car.
And you still saw him.
I was lonely. I was separated.
I heard that. There's a lot of lonely, separated, desperate women out there.
I said lonely and separated, not desperate.
Did you duck?
Yes.
Desperate.
It's a tough situation. I know what it's like to be the other woman.
You do not.
Yes, I do. I dated a married man once.
Oh, you're making this up.
I am not. You just think I'm sweet, naive, unsophisticated Julie. But I had a one-year affair with a married man that was very difficult. But eventually, through courage and understanding, and yes, a lot of tears, I picked myself up off the...
you're lying.
I am not.
What was his name?
Vic.
Vic what? Quick.
Inkman.
Vic Inkman? Oh, you're pathetic.
All right, I am making it up. But I'm still trying to make a point.
What's your point?
I want to be one of the gang.
Dennis, you've been gone 6 months. A lot of things have happened. I met a guy, Greg. He works here in the hospital. He cares about me.
But, Wendy, I love you.
Well, I love you too, Dennis, but you've got to do a lot of changing before I consider taking you back.
Now, this might sting a little.
Good. Afterwards, you can kiss it and make it better.
Mr. Plagueis, I think I'm going to need a second opinion here. Would you mind if I brought in another nurse?
All right. A menage a three.
Oh, Sandy?
Yes, Julie?
Sandy, I need a little help here. What's your professional opinion?
Well, I'd give it a 4 at best.
What?
4? Look at this symmetry. say it was at least a 5.
5? There's no lift, no slope. It just doesn't move me. Annie?
Yes?
We're having a difference of opinion here. What do you think?
Hey, what's going on here?
Well, I like its shape, but I'm no fan of freckles.
Oh, come on. Freckles can be fun. And look, there's the Big Dipper.
Over a full moon. This isn't funny.
Oh, and look how it tenses up when he yells.
Dimple! All right. I'm starting to get really mad here.
Oh, my word, it's turning pink. Gina, get in here. You have to see this.
2 hands. Is it Easter already?
I'm serious. This is really embarrassing. You don't know what it's like.
Oh, I think we have a pretty good idea.
Hey, buddy, need a nurse?
No. Are you Dennis Cutler? I've been looking for you.
Is your name Greg? I've been looking for you.
Well, I liked it so much better when I was the one looking for you.
I want to talk to you.
Look, before you say another word, you remember the movie Karate Kid?
Yeah?
Great movie, wasn't it? I hope they make a 4th one.
Look, buddy, I don't know whether to thank you for being so nice to Wendy or to stick a bow on your head and give you as a gift to my friend Roy.
Look, Dennis, I'm not scared of you or your friend Roy. Well, maybe I'm a little scared of Roy. That doesn't change the fact that Wendy turned to me because you screwed up your marriage.
Why don't we settle this like men and fight for her?
All right, let's go.
I'll kill you.
A, don't be so sure, and B, that'd be a big mistake, pal, because I can really help you.
You'd be actually willing to help me after I beat you up?
No, see, Dennis, that'd be the trade we'd be making.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Now, you're a trucker. And when you're out on the road, there's nobody else to talk to but truckers on your CB, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Now, did you ever have one of those nights when you're out on the road all alone, you're calling out there on your CB, and there's nobody out there with their ears on?
Oh, yeah.
How'd it make you feel?
Feels lonely.
So just imagine, all that time you're out on the road, Wendy's at home feeling exactly the same way. And all she needs from you is when you get home, is for you to have your ears on.
You're a good old boy, Greg.
Huh.
How did you ever get so smart?
Well, Dennis, old friend, God gives each of us something. I got the smarts, you got the looks, and the muscles, and the truck, and the girl. What the hell did I get again?
This is Mr. Watkins, 311. I need a nurse in here.
Right away. Julie, Sandy, Mr. Watkins needs a... Anybody?
Dr. Burroughs, please
Oh,
call 125
man.
West. Dr. Burroughs, please call 125 West.
I don't want you.
Look, I'm not thrilled with this either, but you buzzed, and I'm the only nurse available. Do you need something?
Yeah, a country where every time I turn around, I'm not looking at your black face.
You know, Mr. Watkins, it's not lost on me that you've got a troubled heart. I have a 6-year-old Zach who I love very much. Now, last week he asked me why the guy on the corner who sleeps on the bus bench doesn't have a home. His father and I didn't have a very good answer for that. But yesterday morning, when I dropped him off to school, we drove past that corner. That same guy was laying on that bench asleep, and on top of him was the Snoopy blanket that Zach has owned since he was born.
What is your point?
My point is that you hate that boy, Mr. Watkins. You hate him.
I don't give a damn about your kid. By the time he grows up, this is going to be a white nation again. There's not going to be any room for your kind.
Mr. Watkins, I'm not going to argue with you. It's not worth it. I know I can't change the way you think, but let me tell you something that I think. See, I think that what this hate of yours really is fear. Now, yesterday, you came up against your worst nightmare. You were the most helpless that you've ever been in your life, and the only person that could save you was me. a black person. Now, that didn't change you at all, but it sure changed me. Because, see, I've always been afraid of your kind of hatred. But now I've realized something. If you can hate me that much, then I must have a whole lot of power. Fear me? You probably always will. But fear you? Not anymore, Mr. Watkins. Not anymore.
Wendy.
Greg.
Wendy.
Greg.
Paco.
Greg.
Paco, take a hike with you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
I'm going to miss you, Greg.
I'm going to miss you too, Wendy. Just remember, if things don't work out, I'll always be here.
A great catch like you? I don't think so.
He'll be here.
Bye-bye.
Will the resident in charge on 59 West call 133 West?
Well, I walked past the construction site. Roger's back on the job, and guess what he yelled at me this morning? Nothing. That's great. And I think he must have talked to his friends. They were all smiling and waving. One of them even offered me a trip around the world.
Coming up next on an all-new Sisters, Teddy's nude photos are on exhibit and sending shockwaves throughout the family. And later tonight...
Hi, I'm Kiefer Sutherland, and I'll be hosting Saturday Night Live with musical guest Skid Row. Please do me a favor. Don't decide at the last moment not to watch. Thank you.